Yo, 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 what's up, bandheads? It's your boy J Law. Thank you for tuning in, and today you are hanging with the bandheads. That's right. What we just watched was Westover High School, the Westover Marching Patriots, and their band director. I saw typically, I'm not looking for people that are always in the limelight or anything like that. I just look for band directors that are out there doing great things with their program, and I saw this school, and so I reached out to the band director on Instagram, and I was like, I reached out to the program, and I was like, I want to interview your band director. I just want to talk to him, and see what that's like and what that's all about, what he does. So that's what hanging with the band head is. Hanging with the band heads is just band heads getting together, talking about cool stuff, talking about fun things, talking about the past, talking about the future, and the way we're all connected is our love for marching bands. So what I would like to do is bring our guest on, and he is here with us. Here we go. And I would like for you guys to, first of all, make sure you like the video. And if you're not following Bandhead Network, subscribe to Bandhead Network. But I'd like for you guys to get to know a good friend that I've just gotten a chance to meet, Mr. Roy Eaddy. And he is the band director at Westover High School out in Albany, Georgia. So we're going to bring him on the show. Mr. Eadie, thank you for coming and be a part of Hanging with Bandheads. So, like I told them, I saw your program on Instagram. I liked what I saw. I love high school bands because even though that's not the beginning of musicianship, that's where we start to see it flourish more, by with the marching bands and the ensembles and things like that. So we have a few things that we do. The first thing that we want to do is get this out of the way. We need your band pedigree. Are you official as a band head? So I need you to tell us, what is your band pedigree?
Well, I started. Thank you for the opportunity. I started my music career at Mary Acres Middle School, but I am actually a graduate of Westover High School. I am teaching at my alumni school. I'm class of 2005, and I marched at Albany State University. I was section leader 2008 to 2010. Marched under Dr. Michael DeQueer, Mr. Jesse Walker, Dr. Michael Martin. Just did some good work, but then, that's as far as it goes. I've had a lot of experience, but if we're gonna talk about high school and college, those are my two arenas.
Okay, okay. What instrument did you play, or do you play more than one instrument?
I'm a percussionist.
Okay,
Yeah, I was drumline section leader. Played snare all through high school and college, but I can play all the percussion instruments. And I'm with my music ed degree, I can get around on fundamentally on all the other instruments as well.
okay, okay. So who put the sticks in your hand?
Um, I have to give that credit to my parents. It started when I was 8. We were at a parade, Christmas parade, I believe, and band came down the street, and ironically, I believe it was Westover. And I remember what the bass drums felt. The bass drums felt in my chest, and I've been looking for that. So my parents put me in drum lessons at the Mustakim Graydon Music Conservatory here in Albany. It used to be here in Albany,
Hmm.
and I started taking drum lessons in third grade and took lessons all through elementary school, and got in the band in middle school.
Okay, okay. All right. Wow. I mean, that sounds like a lot of people's story, to be honest with you. You saw the band and you fell in love with it, and you're like, how can I be a part of that right there? I want to be a part of that because that looks like greatness. And and just by that general interest in music, that has brought you to a career in music. And then you are a game changer because you work with our youth, out there. It takes a lot to be a teacher, and it takes about
Yeah,
20 times more than that to be a band director, right? Yeah, because
yeah,
the history teacher get to go home at the end of the day, but you still have sometimes 80 to 100 and something kids that you have to deal with. So, what we're gonna do, see, we already covered the second question. What made you want to be in band? I was trying to. Oh my goodness. So, give us a fun fact about yourself. Just give us a general fun fact about yourself.
I'm pretty simple guy. I enjoy arranging music. As I progress in my career, I love learning about this stuff. I would say understanding how music and everything else is connected is my niche. So as far as a fun fact, this is what I do. Like literally, this is every aspect of band, every aspect of music. That's me. I if you want something spectacular, a fun fact. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty much a straightforward, straight. You get.
Right. Uh-oh. I think he paused on us. There you go.
Let me
Pretty,
see. I'm
pretty.
still here. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Pretty straightforward. So you don't like fight crime at night or none of that other
No,
kind of
no,
stuff.
no.
Okay. All right.
Nah,
So
I go to work and go home. You know.
you don't live a secret life as a federal agent or anything like that. Okay. Okay. That's good to
No,
know.
no.
So it was dealer's choice when I talked to Mr. Eadie, and am I pronouncing your name right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it was dealer's choice when I talked to him. So I asked him for some clips, and he shared some clips from his schools that he has worked with. And let's get the next clip on line. Actually, no, this is him in the alumni band at Albany. Mr. Eadie, do you have any prerequisites you want to put in front of this clip, sir?
This was my last year as section leader. In college. We had it was homecoming. I'm next to folks that I marched with my freshman year. It's just a fun game. You actually see me dap somebody up that used to march with the section in the middle of the cadence. But this is me on the far left end.
Okay,
Well, I guess it would be you're right. Everyone's right. So, but this is
okay.
me on the end.
Well, here we go. Let's check this clip out, everybody. Wow. Wow. Uh-oh, hold on. Let me stop there. Let me stop there. Oh, wow. I can't wait to get to that clip. Okay. Okay. You back with us, Mr. Eadie? Uh-oh. Still can't hear you.
Should be
There
able.
you
Here we go.
go. There you
All
go.
right, there we go.
Y'all give us a break in the comments just so y'all know the software that I was using to play the clips and talk to him at the same time isn't working. So I asked Mr. Eadie ahead of the show to mute his microphone. So we're just going to have some small transition issues, but y'all continue to hang with the band heads and y'all going to have a good time with us. All righty. So you marched in Albany State. So tell me, So these are some off script questions here because they're not hard, right? What was it like your freshman year when you first walked on that campus to be a part of that band? Because the band is there, the band and the football team is there before everybody else, right? So what was it like that first day? Tell us all about it.
Well, we actually didn't. I didn't get to have a band camp. Um, yeah, I marched all my years at Albany State without a band camp, so
Wow.
it was interesting. I was scared out of my mind. I knew most of the drum line already, being going to high school in Albany. Um, but still, I just the respect for the section, the respect for the band. It was still college, and so and we were a core style. My high school was a core style band, so transitioning to a traditional band was a little different. Fortunately for me, we had the South Georgia Wildcats band. That band played for the arena football team that we had here in the city. I was able to. I actually eventually became section leader that first year that we did it,
Wow.
and that helped prepare me for Albany State. So while I was scared, I was prepared to go there. But it was rough at first, just learning everything. We had a small band room at the time, so the percussion section couldn't practice with the band like we needed to.
Hmm.
We had all normal band issues. We had to figure out how to make that stuff work, but it was fun though. Just a lot of hard work, more intense than what I was accustomed to in high school.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So we middle school, high school, you've been there, college, you're there. Now you've graduated. You have your degree. Tell us about your journey and how you ended up where you are right now in your career.
Okay, I'm a very honest and transparent person.
Mm-hmm.
I took the long route in college. I wasn't the four and out student. I goofed off, didn't go to class, stuff like that. So that helps me when I'm teaching my students to make sure they're on top of their stuff. But while I was in college, I was able to run my own band, which was the Albany Panthers marching band. I did that. I was the director for that band from 2011 to 2013,
Okay.
which that band was combined of all the high schools in Albany and Turner Job Corps and a couple of other high schools outside of the city. So I was able to, while in school, implement the things that I was learning. So I made a lot of mistakes before I got my degree. After graduating, I started teaching in Americus, Sumter County Middle School. Well, I started at Staley Middle School first, and then once they changed Staley into the ninth grade academy, I went to Sumter County Middle School. Um, Very very new experience. I traveled. I had to commute to work every day, and but the kids were really good kids. My first year started off a little rough and very slow as anybody's first year, but the second year that's where it took off. My principal challenged me and said she wanted a middle school marching band, and she said let's make it happen. So we did the
Wow.
best we could to make it happen. It was actually really good. Grew the program from about maybe 30 kids to about 90. So
Nice.
it was really good. Spent 4 years there. I was also assisting at American Sumter High School, where I arranged halftime shows and stand music and worked with the percussion section. I did that for 4 years, and then my dream job came open. My high school, they reached out to me, and I went and interviewed, and my principal hired me, and we took off running from there. That journey was that's been the biggest journey right there. Coming back home and working through some old things and old thoughts and kind of figuring out, okay, what do I want to do? This is mine now. Um, so I would say this is 2022. This is my 11th year technically as a band director.
Okay.
This is my I've been getting paid for 8 years, but this is my 11th year. you know. So if we gonna count the legit years, I've been a band director for 8 years, but
Okay.
um, it's just been a lot of work. And be honest with you, since I hit the ground running, I've just been running. So I haven't really even had much time to sit back and reflect and think about all the students I've talked to and the things that I've taught. But it's been fun thus far.
Okay. Okay. That is a very, very, very cool journey that you've been through, because a lot of college kids go through that in the beginning. Don't go to class, hang out in the union all day, different things like that. But you were able to push through, and you were able to make sure that you got that paper in your hand, and now you're official. And now, like I said, you're out there changing young lives. That's what I really like about high school band directors. You guys are out there doing the hard work, because college band directors, they get them and they got them for a little bit, but they don't have them all the time, kind of like you do.
Right.
You're growing these people. Some kids hang around the college band directors, but it's a little different. I just think it's different. In high school and college. College should be the next level, but you're taking them at that adolescent stage and you're turning them into future musicians and young men and young women that can be game changers in the industry that we love. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to move over to the next clip. The next clip is Sumter County Middle School Spring Concert. All right. So here we go. Let's take a listen. Okay, tubas. Sound like a grown man on that tuba back there. Good Lord. Wow. 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 That, y'all, that was nice. That was nice. That was a very good selection from that. Look, that was a very good selection from that middle school. What made you choose that piece for them?
Make sure.
There you
Okay, there
go.
we go.
Let me bring you back down. There you go.
Um, I chose that piece. We actually heard Savannah State. That's Savannah State's arrangement. Mr. Marcus Graham arranged that. I believe he's at Allen University now.
Okay.
But when he was the band director at Savannah State, we heard them perform that at a Battle of the Bands here in Albany, and we heard them play it, and I loved it, and it sounded really good. That Battle of the Bands actually, we brought my middle school. We combined the middle school and high school bands in Americas, and we came down and we actually won that Battle of the Bands.
Wow.
Uh, and that was the year before I came to Westover. So it was kind of funny how it all worked out. But I heard the arrangement and I listened to it, and it sounded simple enough where my students could handle it, and I wanted to challenge them. I'm a firm believer of let's just play music, and they don't know it's too hard unless you tell them it's too hard. That's
Right.
something that one of my directors, Mr. Jesse Walker, used to say to us, and sometimes I tend to forget that, but he said that's what he said, and I asked the students if they liked it, and we were able to secure the arrangement, and we worked it so we can add a little special touch to close out our concert.
Wow, and it seemed like the crowd really loved it. The applause, I cut it off, but it was out there. But hey, that tuba player, he had a nice
Yeah,
sound to him. He came in, and everybody played within the context of the horn. Nobody, you didn't have those kids trying to do too much. Just play the music and let the music be music. I love that. I love that. And man, like I said, I just love you working with these kids, and and I know that when we're working with kids there can be some challenging kids, right?
right.
There can be some kids that remind us of ourselves, right? So let me ask you: is there a student in your band now or past that reminded you of yourself? And what way did they remind you of yourself?
I have one in mind. I'm not going to mention his name.
Okay.
It would actually be kind of surprising to my current band if any of them are watching the live.
Hmm.
If I told them who it was, I don't want to tell them because I don't want them to get the big head. um, but I do have one in mind. He's a really, really good kid. Really good kid. He means well. Sometimes he just do a little too much, and but his drive and what he wants is what I used to want, which is a lot of attention. I just wanted to be the center of everything. And I'm one thing that I talk to my students currently, and I just told them last week on day one of band camp. I apologize to them for my ego because a lot of times I would come down hard on them, and it's all because of I'm stressed out about what's gonna happen with me. This is my name, this is my program, and
Right.
not understanding like, hey, we got to do this, and it's all about making sure you get what you need to get. So that particular student, if he hasn't read between the lines yet, yeah, he reminds me a lot of myself. He's very talented. He's not as good as me, but so keep him humble. But he's very talented kid, really good kid. Just and then I see a lot of myself in a lot of my students. That's what's kind of humbling me down even. Some of the issues they deal with,
Hmm.
I remember what it felt like. I remember being in high school and middle school. I remember, when they come talk to me and things at home. I remember what that's like. And so a lot of myself in all of my students. But that one particular student, he that's my guy. I'm keep my foot on I'm gonna keep my foot on his neck, but that's my kid. He's a good kid. So
Hey,
yeah, I have a few.
the fact that you can acknowledge that and take, because a lot of times you get the behavior that's not the behavior that you would want them to have, but you know how to take that and turn that into a positive and then instruct him on how to grow as a person, and as a musician. So I commend you on that, for recognizing that, this kid is not bad. You know, this kid is just maybe misunderstood to a certain point. Now sometimes you got to get on them, but
Yeah,
they're adolescents, and me as a father, I've learned that with my kids. They just do crazy stuff, stupid
yeah.
stuff, I guess is what you could say. Just make you want to wring their neck, man. But that's awesome. That's awesome. So, tell us a little bit about your band now. Did you guys do any competitions last year?
No, no. We actually got invited last year to the Jackson State High School Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
Um, I declined going because we were fresh off of COVID. The year when COVID hit everybody hard, we were shut down for an entire year. So last year was our rebuilding year.
Okay.
And I was just a little funny about traveling, taking the band so far, and still trying to figure out the protocols of everything.
Hmm.
Um, but so last year we just took our time. We didn't even do a field show last year, any kind of drill. We just focused on building the sound, making sure the discipline was there, and just grinded.
Think we lost him for a second. We can give him a second to come back. You grinding?
See.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, am I here?
Yeah,
Okay. I don't know what you missed. But we this year we actually got invited to the Jackson State High School Battle of the Bands again.
right.
Um, so we're planning on going to that Battle of the Bands this year.
Awesome.
Definitely want to put the band out there. There's a couple of other Battle of the Bands we've been invited to that we're looking into and planning to try to get to. We we started jazz band last year.
Nice.
I used a lot of time to start other small ensembles and introduce the kids to other small ensembles other than marching band and concert band.
Right.
Um, and I tried to. And you didn't even ask this question, so I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go a whole nother arena.
Go ahead.
But yeah, we this current band it's a young group. This is I call it phase. This is phase two. I've already done 4 years at the school, so this crew is different from my first set of students. Very disciplined group. Very disciplined group.
Wow.
Um, I I'm very proud of them. Very proud of them. I'm excited for camp tomorrow. I was just talking to my leadership in our group today. They're giving me ideas. So um, it's just keep an eye on us. We're gonna see what happens.
Okay, okay. Well, Bandheads, thank you for tuning in. We are still here. We still got a little bit of show left. We are talking to Roy Eaddy, head band director at Westover High School out in Albany, Georgia. Um, Look, let me tell you something. I just want to let you know that if you have an event that's going on, reach out to me, Bandhead Network. I'll come out and I'll shoot that for you. I promise you. As long as my schedule doesn't conflict, I'll come out and I'll make sure I shoot it and we get all the angles, do all that other stuff. You know, we could talk about that offline, but I just wanted to, while it was fresh on my brain, just extend that out to you. So you just got to let me know and we'll work everything out after that. So we did a little talking. Let's move over to another clip that we have here. And our next clip is Westover High School. So we get to hear the high school at Monroe Battle of the Bands. This is from 2020, though, guys. So I believe this is his first 4-year group that he had. So let's jump into this clip and see what it's all about. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I'm gonna give Mr. Eadie a second because like y'all know he's on the delay, but Let's bring them back over. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. They still cranking in the background. I love it. I love it. um, let's give it a second. There we go. Alrighty. So, Ribbon in the Sky. That da 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 da. But that was nice. I like that. Did you write that?
Thank you.
Oh, let me
Yes,
turn
sir.
my
I
mic
did
off of that.
arrange that.
Okay. So what did I hear? I heard trumpets and baritones on that run. Did you have anybody else in that too?
That run, I had that run spread throughout the entire band.
Wow. Wow. And those were students? That was a nice size band you had there.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So man, so let me ask you this. Let's get back to the questions because I had like a million of them just pop in my head from just listening to that. Like, there was some nice color in that arrangement, bro. Like, real talk. There was some
Thank you.
serious color in that, and I like that. And I like when I'm gonna just get off script. I like when arrangers stick to the script of their band, as opposed to just because Bethune-Cookman played it or Albany played it or whoever, my band got to play it. No, don't play that arrangement. Right to the strength in your
Yeah.
band, because your F horns ain't gonna be able to scream like a lot of the F horns in the SWAC or something like that, and your tubas ain't gonna be able to really get funky, like Jackson State, Texas Southern, or even the New Southern tubas, like that. But man, I commend you on that, brother. That was nice. That was nice, man.
Thank
Your
you.
your
Thank you.
your pen game is pretty sweet, man. You should man. I hope you send in some arrangements to some colleges, bro, because some of them could use a little help, like real talk. Uh, let me back up. All right, back to the script. Back to the script. So, head band director. Been through middle school, high school, college. You did a few years pro bono. Then you jumped on. And then 8 years you were an educator, and you worked as a band director. So my question to you is, what was one of the biggest challenges you had to face you as a head band director, and what did you do to get past that challenge, and what was the outcome? So again, what was the biggest challenge you had? What did you do, and what was the outcome?
The biggest challenge, I thought the biggest challenge was dealing with other people, the students, other adults. The biggest challenge is getting over myself.
Okay.
Uh, that's and that's currently what I'm still working on. Understanding that I'm human, understanding that I'm in the practice of my craft, and so as I continue to work on it, I'm gonna keep getting better and being patient with myself. I thought I had to develop patience for my students and their parents and the faculty and staff. When more so, I just need to develop patience for myself. As I eased up off myself, I can think a lot more clearly, and I know how to address issues when they do arise.
Hmm.
So I would say that's been the biggest challenge and is the biggest challenge for me.
Okay. And the words of Michael Jackson, starting with the man in the mirror, right? Man, Dr. Isaac Greggs, he would always say, band director at Southern when I was there, to thine own self be true. You know, keep it real with yourself. And when you do that,
Yeah,
you can grow, man. I see maturity on you, brother, like real talk. And I really, really, really wish you the best with everything that you're doing. We're on the back end of hanging with the bandheads. That's right. You are tuned in right now, and you're hanging with the bandheads. We have Mr. Roy Eaddy on the line, and he is with Westover High School out in Albany, Georgia. So, you know what? We're gonna play another clip. Let's do that, and
okay.
then we're gonna come back and we're gonna play a little game because that was all of the preset questions that I had for you. But we're gonna play a little game called One's Gotta Go. So let me go ahead and get back over here. I promise y'all next time this is gonna be a lot better, but it's still pretty good now. But Omegas are going to step no matter where they at. Look at them. All righty. We are back. The call dropped, so I'm going to get Mr. Eadie back on the line. Y'all give me a quick second here. That was the last clip that will be played, but we still want to do a little more talking with Mr. Eadie. Just about 2 or 3 more minutes. Let's call him. There we go. See, that's why I love Apple. You can just get it back up and going, right? Look, and that's smooth. The live is still there. All right. So, looks like we are doubled up on the call. Let's see if we can get this figured out. Mr. Eadie, I think I'm going to hang up and call you right back, okay? Because it looks like I have 2 screens on there for you. All righty. Let's try to get it back. I don't know why it's doing that, but we going to push on. All righty. So, we are back. It's your boy, J Law. You are hanging with Bandheads. We have Mr. Roy Eaddy on the line. But this, for some reason, is... Y'all give me a quick second. All right. Sorry, Mr. Eaddy, but FaceTime is acting funky today, and it... Oh, call dropped. They don't want us to talk today. All righty, let's try to call him again. Y'all stop looking at my call list. What's wrong with y'all? There we go. That's a lot better.
There we go.
All right, we got you on the line. All righty, so that was 400 Degrees by Albany. So that F horn and baritone part in there, that was different. I don't think I've ever heard Albany play 400 Degrees before.
Well, I can't take any credit on that. My homeboy and one of my assistant directors, Mr. Corey Brunson, he recommended that baritone mellophone conversation. We actually even changed the key. Most bands, they play it in G minor, and we dropped the key down to F minor so it can have a little more weight to it. And he came up with the idea of the mellophones and baritones with the conversation. I said, let's do it. So I arranged it, and that's the product.
Wow. Let me tell you something. Arrangers, that's nothing like a good call and response in your arrangement, especially like on a song like 400 Degrees when you're cranking. You know, that puts a little, I guess, it kind of takes the song and make it not seem so blah, you know, to a certain extent. And I commend you guys on that. That was really good, man. This show has been good for me because I've been able to see, you know, you and your growth with the middle school. I see your growth with the high school, and then you showed us something that you did with the college band. A lot of people can't even get to write for their own college bands. I know you said you didn't want to take the whole credit for it, but you had part to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that particular band right there, that was the arena band. That was high school students. Those were mostly high school students.
Whoa.
Yeah, that particular band, we had the Albany Panthers football team, arena football team here in the city, and that was the marching band for that band. And it was combined of all the 4 high schools, Westover, Doherty, Monroe, and Albany High, which was open at the time. We had, I think, some students from Terrell County High School, students from Lee County High School, and we had some students from Turner Job Corps. That was majority of my drum line that year. So we just had a melting pot of students from different backgrounds, different areas, and we'll practice once or twice a week and perform on Saturdays for football games.
Wow, wow. Sounds like, a little bit of what a lot of these all-star bands are doing by getting together, and I mean, I know people I'm not going to ask you, but I'll just say how I feel about it. I love all-star bands. I love all bands, stage
I
band.
love all star bands too, man.
Hey, welcome to the fold, brother.
Yeah, my opinion, if you didn't ask, but I'll give it to you. My opinion with the all star bands and just band in general is
Hmm.
like I think it's the whole divide and conquer concept. I think we've divided bands so much now that it's so much animosity, and we just need to get back to band. Do you
Right.
sound good or you sound bad? And either way, the kids enjoying it. If they're enjoying it, that's what's important.
Right, right. You can always, everything is a teachable moment. Everything is a teachable moment. You know, we would go back. When we were in the band Monday morning after the game, where we go back and watch the field show. You know,
Yep.
and they would come out and they would just tell us, this is what we did good, this is what we did bad. The crowd loved it, but I hated it. The band director would literally say some stuff. You probably said it too. The crowd loved it, but y'all suck. You can't say it now, but you probably say it behind closed
Yeah.
doors to those kids, just so they know you're not as good as you think you are, but you can get better.
Yeah. We got all of us can all get better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you again for hanging with us on Hanging with the Band Heads. Let's see. I never figured out my one's got to go. So let me see if I can. Do you eat cereal?
Nah,
No.
not
Okay.
really.
Okay. Okay.
Nah.
That was one that I had listed. Okay. So let's do this. Musical. One's got to go.
Okay.
The Isley Brothers, The Temptations, Confunction. I'm mixing it up real good. Or the Jackson 5.
Oh man, that's tough, man. And you said just one?
One's got to go. The Isley Brothers,
Isley Brothers,
Temptations,
Temptations,
Confunction,
Confunction,
and the
and
Jackson
Jackson
5.
5.
Not Michael Jackson, not Tito, not Randy, not Jermaine. All of them together.
The Jackson 5. Man, that's tough, man. You got me on here live. Folks come to my city looking for me, man. Can't get rid of the Isley Brothers.
No.
Can't get rid of the Isley Brothers were too good for the community.
Right.
They
Fight the
they were
power.
too good for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't get rid of the Temptations. That's just class.
Right.
That's class in motion. Even though we know, some of the backstories and all that stuff, it's still class.
Nobody came to see you, Otis. No.
Let's see. You said Confunction and the J5. I love Confunction, but Confunction is gonna have to be the one to go.
Okay.
You gotta keep Jackson 5 because that lets you know that the youth can do this stuff as well.
Right.
And then you see, what came up out of the Jackson 5 as well. So yeah, I had to go with Confunction. And we just played Love Train we just played last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we played one of my assistants, Mr. James Worthy, he arranged Love Train by Confunction for the band to play. And so, but unfortunately that would be the one to have to go.
Okay. No worries. Thank you for playing. One's got to go with Hanging with the Band Heads. So we're at the end of our interview today, but you have a staff that works with you. I would like for you to give them a shout out before we move on to the next phase of this.
Okay. Well, first, let me shout out to my beautiful wife, Mrs. Eadie. She is my auxiliary coordinator.
Okay.
And my partner in crime. She keeps me level headed, keeps me in line. I'm grateful to God for her. Mr. James Worthy, the band director at Mary Acres Middle School. Mr. Corey Bronson, band director at Robert Cross Middle School. Those are my two feeder schools. Sending great kids. They're doing wonderful things with their programs. We're working on something special to help kind of grow our program our programs even more. I'm grateful to them. Me and Mr. Bronson have been together since I was a freshman at Albany State, and Mr. Worthy, he just hopped on board once he was already an assistant at Westover before I got to Westover.
Okay.
And once the directors changed, he just hopped on board and he trusts me. I appreciate them for trusting me. Mr. Gary Hawkins, he is our media guy. He does everything. He'll cook for the band. He actually marched on the drum line with me at Westover and at Albany State.
Okay.
Mr. James Worthy is a graduate of Westover as well. And all of us are from Albany. Mr. Naaman Barnes, he's an Albany State grad.
Wow.
He works in my low brass. Mr. Jarvis Williams, Albany State grad. And he's from Albany as well. He works with my drum majors as well as my mellophones and alto saxes. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anybody because it's all right on top of my head.
Yeah.
Mr. Deese Brown, he's the chorus teacher at Westover.
Okay.
And he's a graduate of Westover as well. And he was in the band. He's a trumpet player.
Wow.
So, Westover, our staff is heavily ran by alumni. And most of us are from Albany. Most of us have our degrees from Albany State, our music degrees from Albany State University. And if you allow me, let me give a shout out to Mr. Jason High, the band director at Monroe High School. He was the band director at Westover before I got there.
Okay.
And Mr. Matthew Peters, the band director at Doherty High School. All three of us have our music degrees from Albany State University.
Wow.
So, we're trying to do our best to turn some things around here in Albany, and I think we're all doing a great job. And I appreciate working with everyone.
Awesome. That is so awesome. You guys keep your head up, keep fighting, keep doing what you do for those kids. And lastly, can you give us Westover's social media information so that everybody can follow them either on YouTube, Instagram? If you do Facebook, I know that's for old people, but if you do Facebook, and let us know where we can follow you. We're not going to Twitter. Twitter is the ghetto. Stay away from there. All right. But go ahead and give us your social media.
Let me get that real quick.
Okay.
I personally try to stay off of social media as much as possible.
Okay.
I'm trying. So let me get my boy Mr. Hawkins to send it to me just real quick. Hopefully he's watching it live.
Hold on 1 second. I might have it here on Instagram too because they reached out to me. I reached out to them. Here we go. Okay, yeah. On Instagram, they are Westover_Marching Patriots. Again, that's Westover_Marching Patriots on Instagram. I need y'all to go follow them, like real talk. And on YouTube, you can find them as Westover High School Marching Patriots. So y'all got that? Westover High School Marching Patriots. Again, thank you, Mr. Eaddy, for coming and hanging with the Bandheads. This has been fun, and I've really enjoyed myself. And I'm going to hang up with you, and I'm going to finish the video, and then I will call you back, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Is there anything else you want to say to the audience, to the Bandhead Network audience before you leave?
Support your band programs. Parents, put your kids in band, and trust your director. Trust that they're going to do the best for your kids. We're here for the students. Help support the band director. Understand that the band director wears many hats, and every student comes from every different backgrounds, and so just be flexible as you would want us to be flexible with them and you. But support it. Scholarship money is out there. I have a lot of students that are in school right now for free because their academics are good and they have band scholarships. I have students all over the place. From this little city of Albany, we have kids at Southern, Jackson, Alabama A&M, Alcorn. Students that have marched at FAMU. They're at Albany State. They're at Fort Valley. They're all over the place. They're getting all these different experiences, and they're growing. Donate. It's hot. We understand there's so much going on, but water, time is a big thing. You'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking as an educator, what you see at home may not be what we see at school. So your time, your presence being there, that helps. Discipline is the foundation. without discipline, if you show without discipline, what do you have? And I mean, I'm rambling now, but that's just support the programs, support the programs, support the bands. Bands are it seems like bands are slowly dying,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have to. Yes, it's expensive, but think of it as an investment that can flip and help pay for school. You never know how the student's going to end up. So just support your local band program.
Awesome, awesome. Very good words. It's words that I try to echo every chance I get, and I have a lot of my friends that are high school band directors, and they all say the exact same thing. So that awesome, awesome. Thank you again so much for hanging with the band heads. Again, I'm gonna call you back, but let me finish up with the audience, and then then you and I'll wrap for a little bit, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
righty. Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
You too.
Okay, band heads. There you go, hanging with the band heads. We took a few weeks off, but we're back. If you are a high school band director, if you are a musician and you marched in a show style band and you want to be on Hanging with the Band Heads, you can find me on YouTube and you can comment on any of the videos so that you can get my attention. You can on Instagram, we are Band Head Network, 3 different words. And on Facebook, we are Bandhead Networks. On YouTube, I am BHN. It's your boy J Law. Thank you for hanging with the Bandheads. You guys be blessed. You guys stay safe, and I'll holler.